guys, how are you all? I hope you're feeling absolutely brilliant today. I wanted to talk to you, as part of our Healthy Living Week, about body image. So, what is body image? Give you a minute to think about that. So, hopefully you've thought something along the lines of body image is how we feel about how we look. So we all have a certain way that we look, and body image is how you feel about that, and whether that makes you feel good or feel bad or feel a mixture of things. And the other thing that body image takes into account is we all have an idea in our head really of how we would like to look, or how we think we should look, and how we feel that we look compared to that ideal. So that's what body image is. Why do you think I want to talk about body image as part of Healthy Living Week? Have a think about that. Well, so many different answers to this, and I would love to know what you thought. But for me, the big two are, number one, mental health. How we feel about our bodies and how good our body image is one of the biggest things that has an impact on our mental health. If you feel rubbish about your body, that really drives your mental health down. So it's worth putting some effort in to having a good body image, because it's so difficult to have good mental health if how you feel about your body is dragging that down. Second thing is, a lot of the things that we are doing in Healthy Living Week are about more exercise and healthy eating, and these are also very linked to our weight, and that's one of the biggest things that affects people's body image and how they feel about their body, is feeling like they should be skinnier or feeling like they should be musclier. Yeah, like me. So a lot of the time we can end up a bit obsessed with how exercise and diet makes us look, and that can become a really negative thing and making our body image bad, as opposed to being about like, oh, this is about your health, and this is about how healthy your heart is and how healthy your body is, and all those things that are going on inside that aren't really to do with body image at all. So, what affects your body image? What affects how you feel about your body? Have a think. Again, there are so many different answers to this, so I can only really tell you about me and about what makes me feel in certain ways. But I know when I look around the world, I see lots and lots of pictures and videos and images of people who look incredible, and who also don't look anything like me. They tend to be very tall and glamorous and have big, beautiful hair, and I look at them and I think, I could never look like that, and that can make me feel really bad about myself. Or sometimes I look at my friends and I think, oh goodness, I don't look like them either, and that can make you feel bad about yourself. So the world being full of pictures of people who all look a certain way and look very similar can often make us down about how we look, which is silly really, because we know, don't we, that that's one moment, those photographs or those TikTok videos are one moment in time, and they might have worked really hard to make themselves look that way, or they might have only sort of come to everybody's attention because they look that way, and it's not really a comment on how you have to look at all. But the world being full of pictures of people who look perfect can really have an impact on our body image, and so it's really good to think about whether or not that's valid. But really, the most important thing to think about when we're talking about body image and how we feel about ourselves is to remember that how much you are worth as a person does not depend on how you look. We don't say people who look this way are more important than people who look that way. You are important, and you are special, and you deserve wonderful, wonderful things. And that is not to do with how big or small you are or the way that your face looks. Of course not. What makes you you, what makes you important, is so much more than that. So, we've spoken about what body image is, why it's important to talk about body image, and what might affect our body image. So, I want to move on now to giving you some advice and some help about improving your body image, because most of us at some point in our lives have moments that we're not happy with the way that we look, and we might want to work on that. First tip, and this is something that really changed how I felt about my body, and I did this when I was sort of a late teenager, coming into my 20s. I realised that I was saying things to myself in my head that were really unkind. I was talking to myself in a way that was horrible, really. I wasn't being very nice to myself at all. And I found it really hard to stop doing that. And so something that I did that helped me change that was never ever saying anything mean about how anybody else looked. So never saying, I don't like her outfit, or commenting on people's height or their weight, all of these comments that we kind of make about the way that people look. I just stopped doing it. And if it wasn't a kind thing, if it was either unkind or neutral, I just didn't say it. And I worked really hard at getting out of the habit of saying unkind things about the way that people looked. And that made it much easier for me to not make those comments to myself and about myself, because I knew that if it wasn't okay to say it about anybody else, that it wasn't okay to say it about me to myself. So maybe that'll work for you at some point, maybe not, but something that really helped me is use kind words about other people to help you use kind words to yourself and about yourself. My second tip. When you're thinking about your body, don't just think about what it looks like. Think about what it can do. So one of my biggest body hang-ups over the years has been the fact that I have really short legs. And I used to really hate this. And that's just the shape of my skeleton. There's nothing I can do to make my legs longer. It's not like if I pull on them, they'll get longer. They won't. They're going to stay short. And so I've had to change the way I think about that. And now, I really love my legs, because what's important about my legs isn't the way that they look. What's important about my legs is what they can do. I love climbing, I love walking. These are the legs that have got me to the top of mountains. These are the legs that have swum in the sea and in lakes and have walked me all over the place. And if I say to these legs, you're not good enough. You should be different. That's silly, isn't it? Because what these legs can do is so much more than what these legs look like. So that's my second big tip. Think about what your body can do and love it for that. Whew. My third tip on body image is to know that some things you can change and some things you can't change. You can't change the shape of your skeleton. It's not going to happen. But you can change a lot of what goes on the outside, to the way that you wear your hair, the clothes that you choose. A lot of how you present yourself can change how you feel about yourself. So have an experiment. See what makes you feel good and do some of that. And there are also things about yourself that you can change, but slowly. Like, if I wanted to get really muscly, I could do that, but it would take a long time. I'd have to really set my mind to it. if I wanted really long hair. It's not that I can't do that, it's just that I can't do it tomorrow. And all of those changes that you can make, they're just going to take a long time, are only going to happen if you can feel good about yourself, because otherwise it just becomes another way of not liking your body. So if there's changes that you want to make with your body, know that often you can make that change because it's your body, it belongs to you and you get to decide. But a lot of these changes take quite a long time to make, and when you're doing them you should try and feel good about yourself every step of the journey. Okay, if you have any questions about body image, if it's something that you find difficult or something that you'd like to talk about, please do get in touch. I'm very happy to have these conversations because it's a really, really big thing to think about going forward, particularly as you guys are growing up. It's a lot. So, see you soon guys, let me know.